The Ministry of Culture and Media in Germany has just announced a 100 million euro subsidy to bolster its game development industry. And just for reference, 100 million euros is roughly 110 million US dollars. I had to learn German just to translate the report that I found that talks about it. So it definitely took me a while. No, I'm just kidding. I had Google Chrome translate it. But yeah, what I found is very interesting. It definitely sounds like Germany is seeing the benefit of the video game industry, definitely seeing it as a positive thing for profit, for tax purposes, and it can definitely create a lot of jobs in the long run. Over the next few years, the country aims to significantly support its local game development sector and enhance its cultural influence. So next year, 2024, the Ministry of Culture and Media in Germany is set to invest about 33 million euros into its nation's video game development. It looks like the focus initially in the year 2024 is going to be small and medium-sized companies, publishers and investors, or in other words, indie video game companies in Germany. But while small and medium-sized companies will be the main beneficiaries of the 2024 budget of about 33 million euros, they're saying that the more medium to large-sized video game companies will also receive substantial production cost subsidies in the year 2025 at the earliest. And of course, I was curious, so I had to look it up. Video game companies in Germany, I wanted to know if there are any that I would recognize. I just looked at the Wikipedia article, video game companies in Germany, and the only one that stuck out to me, the only one that I recognized is Deck 13. They're not a huge video game company, but for Germany, I think they're probably the biggest or one of the biggest. They are a game developer and publisher, and they are known for making Lords of the Fallen, The Surge, and recently Atlas Fallen. I think those are mainly like Souls-like games. Pretty well received, I believe. But yeah, big companies like Deck 13 will not receive the production cost subsidies provided by this whole thing until at least 2025. It's definitely understandable why they want to benefit the smaller companies first. I definitely get that. Now, I guess previously the Ministry of Economics in Germany managed the funds for game development, but recently the Ministry for Culture and Media took over, and their funding, they are saying, aims to improve a lot on the Ministry of Economics approach to game development funding in the past. And I mean, I would definitely say so. I mean, 100 million euros worth of investments in video game development. I mean, that's very good. Now, right now, the distribution of responsibilities, funding goals, and funding sources is a bit vague. The whole game plan right now, yeah, it's kind of vague. But the Game Industry Association in Germany quickly expressed their surprise and enthusiasm at this unexpected development, and they urged quick coordination between the Ministry of Economics and the Ministry of Culture and Media, as well as the games industry, to determine the specific use of additional funds and to kind of clear up basically the vague nature of everything, to kind of see where these funds exactly are going to go. They emphasized the need for a predictable and consistent framework so that game companies can understand the complicated budget situation. And like I said, to understand, hey, exactly, specifically where these funds are going, when are we receiving them, how are we receiving them, etc. So while the specifics are yet to be laid out, this is definitely a very good thing, obviously, for video game development in Germany. Overall, we've seen this happen a lot, and I've talked about this a lot in countries outside of the US and the UK, kind of countries that we've never really heard in the video game industry kind of step their foot in the game, so to speak. We've talked about Italy in the past, we've talked about Saudi Arabia. Seems like a lot of countries are definitely seeing the benefit, the pros of supporting the video game industry within their nation. There's a lot of profit to be made out of it. I'm happy for big companies in Germany like Deck 13, but I'm especially happy for the smaller companies, the indies, the startups. I'm definitely happy for them. So yeah, next year they are getting over 33 million US dollars worth of investing and funding. That'll definitely help a lot. I'm definitely excited to see a lot of these German video game companies step into the spotlight now that it sounds like they are getting a huge wave of funding starting next year.